Jackson had 18 as Ty Lue goes over to the staff. A lot of familiar faces for him. But it was, and there's a good look at Chauncey Billups. As a valuable member of the team last year for the Clippers, of course, our analyst a couple of years ago. Brighter days ahead for Chauncey. What he knows is for sure there's a game right around the corner. The Blazers will be back and the Clippers will see them with a lot more of a renewed focus on Friday at Moda Center. Hanging around here for just a second. We're going to chat with Luke Kennard. Again, the Clippers are winners 116 to 86. Let's send it down to Miss J.B. Maggio.
All right, Brian, Jim, thanks a lot. Luke, coming into this game, Ty Lue talked about the importance of ramping up the defensive pressure. You guys forced 30 turnovers tonight. What was the difference in this game?
Exactly that. You know, the pressure, the intensity, the communication was at an all-time high tonight. And that's just what we have to do each and every night. We have to trust in each other and just play hard on the defensive end. That's where we got to hang our hat.
Did a nice job on the defensive end. Also did a nice job on the offensive end, Luke. 6 threes for you tonight. You shot 80% from the field. The coaching staff has told you they want you to hunt your shots. What allowed you to have a successful night hunting tonight?
It's just being physical on the offensive end, and you know, guys setting good screens and getting me open and just making the right reads. And you know, I was able to knock some down tonight, but you know, I thought we played really unselfish basketball, and that's what we have to do, just trust in each other and just play our game.
You know, you guys get your first win of the season here at Staples Center, so congratulations on that. But Ty Lue talks about building good habits. How do you build on this win? There's
definitely stuff we can improve on, but overall I thought it was great, especially on the defensive end, like we talked about. But you know, there's room for improvement, and we know that, and we're excited to continue to work tomorrow, get back on track, and hopefully just continue to build these wins up and stack them together a little bit.
Nice win tonight. We'll see you back here Wednesday against Cleveland.
All right, thank you.
All right, Luke.
Jamie, great stuff. Clippers are winners. How about 6 threes for Luke Kennard off the bench as the Clippers pick up their first win of the season?
Is it a quesadilla? Is it a taco? Yes. Yes, it is. Step 1. Create toasted, melty queso and cheddar cheese grilled between 2 floured tortillas. Step 2. Stuff it. Del Taco's new stuffed quesadilla tacos are here, and they are cheese-tastic. Try them guacced up, too. Order them on the new Del Yeah Rewards app today.
I didn't have to shout out for help.
Because you didn't have another DVT. Not today. One blood clot put you at risk.
Casinos. Experience extraordinary. Buy Jack in the Box. Try Jack in the Box $5.99 cheddar loaded cheeseburger on a cheddar bun. Buy Under Armour. Opening week is presented by Under Armour.
After a great night, we say good night for Clippers basketball with the final score 116-86 as the Clippers pick up their first win over the Portland Trailblazers. Stay tuned for Clippers live postgame with Jeannie Zelasco, Don McClain, and Corey Maggette. Tune in Wednesday at 7 as the Clippers take on the Cleveland Cavaliers on Bally Sports SoCal. Thanks for watching Clippers basketball. We'll talk to you Wednesday.
Never stop showing up. Never stop creating like it's your last shot. To prove yourself all over again. Always give them style, grace, beauty. Keep making new waves for the people to dance to, like the Cadillac Escalade. We are luxury. We are the ultimate vibe. Ya tu sabe. Let's shoot.
This is called momentum. And there's no off-season. It's work that builds on itself. Over and over and over again.
One more. Let's go.
No perfect scenario, no perfect conditions. Just a continuous journey of improvement. Through training, through competing, through recovery. Because the only way is through.
Your mission: stand up to moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis and take it on with Rinvoq. Rinvoq, a once-daily pill, can dramatically improve symptoms. Rinvoq helps tame pain, stiffness, swelling, and for some, Rinvoq can even significantly reduce RA fatigue. That's Rinvoq relief. With RA, your overactive immune system attacks your joints. Rinvoq regulates it to help stop the attack.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious infections and blood clots, sometimes fatal, have occurred, as have certain cancers, including lymphoma, and tears in the stomach or intestines, and changes in lab results. Your doctor should monitor your blood work. Tell your doctor about any infections, and if you are or may become pregnant while taking Rinvoq.
Take on RA. Talk to your Rinvoq relief. Rinvoq. Make it your mission. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Rinvoq.
You see the baby?
Yeah. How can we see her so clearly from here?
Oh, you found your dad's baby blanket.
How can I find almost anything?
You see that? Look at this one, guys.
Hey, how did you make that book so fast?
Hi, Algie. Good night.
Whoa. How did our home get so...
Welcome back to downtown Los Angeles. The final score, 116-86. Yes, Clipper Nation, win number 1 on this young season. We'll take it. Portland Trailblazers leave in defeat. We're going to see them at the end of the week. Right now, it's Jeannie Zelasco, Don McClain, Corey Maggette. We expected a storm in SoCal. Outside of the facility, it really wasn't that wet today, but inside here it was raining threes. We saw solid defense, complete game.
Yeah, it looked a lot different. I thought the body language was different. Their disposition, Corey, there's your word,
yes,
was different to start the game. They were more physical. Some numbers you don't see very often in an NBA box score. 30 turnovers for the opposition. Portland had 30 turnovers tonight, and then 37 assists for the Clippers. You don't see that very often. So the two main topics we've been talking about, Corey, the defense and player movement, ball movement, both much improved tonight.
Well, I'm going to start off with P&E, means pride and enthusiasm. You can tell right away from the defensive end, they knew that they had to swarm around and they had to be aggressive. And when you lead with your defense, good things happen for this team. We've seen it, Don and Jeannie, over the last couple years when they play defense and lockdown and the low man is rotating in the right spot, you start to steals. Paul George tonight, career high, 8 steals. Terrence Mann, 4 steals. when you do that, good things happen, Don.
Yeah, what if he had played the majority of the fourth quarter? How many steals would he have had?
Exactly.
I didn't think it was Portland's best night, but I thought it wasn't Portland's best night because the Clippers forced it into being not their best night. So this is the blueprint for me. Like what I watched tonight, it doesn't have to be PG getting 30 or 40. It's Luke Kennard, who we're going to talk about in a minute, step up. Everybody contribute, but the defense has to be solid night in and night out if you're going to beat good teams in the West.
And even from the start, you saw this, the way Nicholas Batum was pressuring right from the beginning. He set the tempo for this team defensively.
You brought up Paul George, who put up just 26 minutes tonight, which was a nice respite compared to what we had seen in the first two games. Same thing for Reggie Jackson. Pre-game, we came on the air talking specifically about the defense. You hit on that. But what to do with Damian Lillard, even though we knew, like, the past two seasons, he has not fared well going against these Clippers. They found a way to shut him down. It was still a little bit unbelievable tonight to watch. He is now, including the last two seasons and tonight, what was our math? Like 1 for 22 from 3.
Yeah, 0 for 8 tonight. And what's weird is I was really watching closely for a specific scheme or something they were doing that throws them off. I don't know what it is, Corey. I really didn't see anything in particular, like defensive scheme-wise, that would throw them off. They do put some size. They kept rotating different guys on. You mentioned Batum. I thought he did a good job on him. But it's really weird that Lillard just never plays good against the Clippers. He had some decent looks. They made it hard for him, but he also had some pretty clean looks. Just didn't get him to go down. Not often you see Lillard go 0 for 8 from behind the line.
I said this at halftime. He looked very lethargic. And just watching the way Damian Lillard played tonight, you don't consider this one of the 75 greatest players of all time, the way he played. And you expect him to come out with a little more fire, a little more intent. You saw C.J. McCollum trying to come out there to hold the fort for that team, and Damian Lillard didn't do it tonight. And it wasn't just the defense was great. I would say they did a great job, but he wasn't aggressive to score the basketball. He was very passive, and he was bailing shots out by shooting long-range threes instead of getting to the paint.
You know we're going to see him at the end of the week, right? You might want to save some of that bulletin board stuff for post-game Friday. You're just saying, I hear you. It's Dame Lillard. I guess you get the 75 stamp, and the bar is raised significantly. What about our CarMax Call Your Shot? And we were literally laughing that he would be held to less than 20 points. But it did indeed happen, shocking both of you.
So, yeah, he doesn't play well against the Clippers. That got confirmed again tonight, but not off to a great start of the season. He came into the game shooting 12% from the three-point line. I haven't done the math yet, but tack on an 0 for 8 on top of that. He's in single digits percentage-wise from behind the three-point line. You certainly don't expect that from Lillard. Big reason why he didn't have 20 points tonight.
Well, I'm going to continue to follow what Jeannie said.
Uh-oh.
If he's going to the next game, I'm just going to stick with it. He's going to squander. Now, we know that Damian Lillard is an unbelievable player, and he can run off 20 points. But when the Clippers play this type of defense, you have this type of result.
They figured something out. All right, from one extreme to the other, I should probably let you bring in the Luke Kennard conversation because your Blue Devil had a regular season career high from 3. And for everybody that's wondered, how much money did you pay him? $64 million for 4 years. Some time on his side, ball in his hands. Hunt Luke, it's all working tonight. He's our CarMax highlight of the night.
Well, and you just wonder. Go ahead, Corey.
Yeah.
She was going to let me talk first, Don.
Well, you don't want to intro the three-man weave. So
I'm going to do it next time. You're right. But let me get back to my Duke Blue Devil. He was on fire, Don. And we said this about Luke Kennard. When he has confidence, and now he's starting to figure out his role. Last season, he was the only player on that roster that was kind of inserted in and out of the lineup. He was a starter, he was a role player, he didn't play, but now he understands that he has the confidence to shoot the ball. Luke Kennard can be very special, like I would say like a Jordan Clarkson with the Utah Jazz. To come in the game, to be aggressive, to shoot the basketball. Both players very similar shooting the basketball. Luke Kennard can be that guy that can average 18 points off the bench.
And you're not going to expect him to go 6 or 7 from behind the line every night, but we are looking for a little more consistency, and he would tell you that as well, that it doesn't have to be 23 every night, but like 23 and consistent from behind the three-point line. And even if the other team schemes for him, that you become a weapon in that regard, that you're dragging defenders out. It clears up the lane more for other guys. So if he gets consistent here, he's really going to help this Clipper offense, not only with his production, but the defense of the opposition.
And what we were really looking for coming into tonight was someone to help out PG-13 at back-to-back double-doubles coming into tonight. So he didn't hit that mark, but he does have a career high that we want to talk about when we come back. Paul George didn't need to give maximum effort driving to the hoop, but he was pretty stealth-like with his thievery. Clippers win. We'll keep talking when we come back.
Clippers Live is presented by CarMax, official used car retailer of the LA Clippers.
Honey just got its own stinger. Sweet heat drizzled over hand-breaded chicken, crispy bacon, and melty Swiss. This honey has some bite. The new hot honey hand-breaded chicken sandwich at Carl's Jr. Feed your happy.
California, when was the last time you did something wild? Took the doors off, got a little dirt on you. That's why we built the new Ford Bronco family, because something inside us needs to get away to the places no one bothered to name. And we built the Bronco 2-door, 4-door, and Sport so everyone can. Come find your Bronco and see where it takes you. Get a 21 Ford Bronco Sport with 1.9% financing and $500 bonus cash. Only at your Southern California Ford dealers, where the future comes standard.
Did you see the one with Mystery Apartment Girls?
She feels a breeze
coming from behind the medicine cabinet, so she looks behind it, and guess what she found? A hole.
How big was the hole?
Did she go in?
She squeezed her way through.
What did she find on the other side?
A totally abandoned
apartment, which is bigger than our apartment.
This is freaking me out, Tony!
No hidden apartment.
Let's try the next room.
And you know what? I'll stop talking now, but you just have to see it.
Honey just got its own stinger. Sweet heat drizzled over hand-breaded chicken, crispy bacon, and melty Swiss. This honey has some bite. The new hot honey hand-breaded chicken sandwich at Carl's Jr. Feed your happy.
Welcome back to Clippers Live as we check out the score by quarter. Keeping in mind, your Clippers tonight had 21 steals. Since the 83-84 season, as PG does the work right there, it is tied for the second most steals in franchise history. Most steals since the Clippers had 21 way back in 1991 versus Denver. Needless to say, it was a franchise mark for steals, and it was also magnificent to see the work of a Paul George, who, if you keep telling us, Don, who came into this season in such good shape, and we're seeing such athleticism out there on the court, and he was going crazy tonight with the steals.
Well, you forget sometimes what a great defensive player he is because of the offensive numbers, and he had 41 in the last game, and so you start talking about that. But when he wants to lock somebody up, he can. And, you know, most guys in the league, he's a great team defender, playing passing lanes. You can't get 8 steals unless you understand how to play team defense. You understand what Portland's trying to do. But he's playing at a high level right now, Corey. And I expect it to continue. But what I loved tonight was it wasn't about him getting 30 or 40. He was great defensively, but the Clippers won this thing going away. And what did he have, 16 points, 16 points? It's a good sign for the Clippers.
And, Don, if you think about the entire roster, no one played over 27 minutes. So you were able to save Paul George. And back to what you said about what he's done on the basketball court, he has great length. He's 6'8". He understands the concept of the game and where to, like you said, to play the passing lanes. But, again, you don't need to have 41 every single night. But if you start to get more players to chip in, like a Luke Kennard, who was sensational tonight. Terrence Mann was very aggressive and active. You know, Avitsa, you know, I think he had
Reggie
10.
Jackson, by the way.
You know, Reggie. We're not going to forget about Reggie. I'm talking about the other guys.
Yeah.
And even like Hardenstein to come in with energy, the bench, 65 points. That's what you need from this Clippers roster.
Did you say Hardenstein?
Hardenstein.
All right, so the final roster spot, and that was so fun to watch in the preseason, is who was going to get that grab. The big guy in the middle, we know Serge Ibaka's still on the men, and obviously Ivica Zubac needs to be spelled at some point. But the dynamics and the different looks that we get in the center is going to be a fun situation to watch all season.
Well, they're similar but different. You know, they kind of look the same. They're both long. They both are strong in the paint. I think Zoo's a better finisher than Hartenstein, although that was a pretty good finish by Hartenstein right there. I just think they're different. Hartenstein's a great passer. He can put it on the deck a little bit better than Zoo, but I think Zoo's a better shot blocker and rebounder. So a lot will depend on matchups as the season goes along, who they're playing, and who matches up to the other team better at that center position.
Well, I think you got a great role player to come off the bench. If he says in foul trouble, you have someone that can step in and not only affect the game in a different way, he can affect the game with his passing as well as his energy.
Did you say foul trouble?
Yeah.
I guess that might be the difference.
Don't foul as much.
As we were talking.
Isaiah, come on now. He could have been in the game 28 minutes, but he got an early foul.
It reminded me of early Zoo, right? When we just were like, Zoo, you got to stay on the court. You got to stay out of foul trouble.
Love his energy.
3 fouls in 5 minutes. I might want to slow that roll a little bit. All right, Ty Lue took down one of his former coaches tonight, and Chauncey Billups. He's making his way to the media room. We will listen to the Clippers coach when we come back.
Is it a quesadilla